there's a good chance you're going to lose money in Colombia before you could ever possibly get scammed. Well, maybe this is a scam too, but who knows? Not because somebody stole it, but because you pressed the wrong button in an ATM or payment terminal. So today I'm going to show you some examples of ways that you can protect your money here and have access to your money the best way possible. I give you my best advice. After being here 10 years, I've tried them all. So let's get into it. Okay, the truth of the matter is cash is still king here. It always has been and it still is. It's going to give you the best chance of negotiating. You're going to get the best deals if you use cash. So cash is always going to be the best way to go. Now, there are two ways that I recommend you get cash here, and none of them have to do with an exchange. I do not recommend going to an exchange because that is it's just not a good idea. The first and definitely best way to do it is to go to your bank before your trip. Go a week or two before your trip and order your money in pesos. So the best way to do that, take your money that you want to keep here and order it with your bank in Colombian pesos. They're going to give you the best rate. They're not going to charge you a commission on top of it. It's going to be just a direct $500. Here's $500 worth of Colombian pesos. It's the best way to do it. I cannot recommend that enough. I did it when I first came here and it made a massive difference. The other way is using the ATMs. So let's say you did that and you still went over. No worries. The ATMs here are very good. Always check for a skimmer. So where you put your card in, always pull on it. Give it a little tug. Don't yank on it. Just give it a little tug and see if it pops off. If it wiggles at all, that's a card skimmer. And they do have those here now. That's thanks US. Go to the ATM. You can get money, no problem. But here's the thing. I don't want you just to go into any ATM. The biggest that you're going to find is going to be Bancolombia. And Bancolombia is everywhere here. Everywhere. All throughout the country. You're going to find them everywhere. The problem with Bancolombia is there's a 700,000 peso limit, or it goes up to $1 million limit depending on your bank. Let's say you want to get out 2 million, 3 million pesos. You're going to have to do that transaction over and over and over and over until you get to that point. Now, here's the problem with that is that every time they're going to charge you a ATM fee. It's going to be small. I think it comes out to be about like $1, $1 or $2. But they're also going to nail a little hidden transaction fee at the end. And they're not going to call it out as a hidden transaction fee. And why that's important is because some banks like Charles Schwab, for example, really good about it. USAA, really good about it. Navy Fed, they'll pay you back that transaction fee. But the problem is that unfortunately, you're not going to get that when it comes to Bancolombia ATMs. This is not going to happen because they build it in. The best one to use is Davivienda. Davivienda is the best because you have the highest amount that you can take out. It's $2 million per transaction. I think it's still $2 million per transaction. Somebody in the comments correct me if it's more or whatever now. The one thing that they do have is they do what's called DCC, dynamic currency change. So let's talk about what that is and how that's going to affect you if you're either going to use the ATM or if you're going to pay with credit cards. So let me pull up this little graphic here. I'm going to see it. Okay, so on any ATM, and Davivienda as well, you're going to see this. It's going to ask you if you want to accept the conversion. If you're accepting the conversion, you're accepting the conversion at their rate. So if you choose yes over here, like in the red, the ATM here offering to convert. Okay, great. It sounds like something you want. But the problem is the ATM is setting their own rate plus their fees. You're still going to have to pay fees, but they're setting their own exchange rate. So they are going to give you the worst possible exchange rate that they can. They're not in the business to help you save money. They're in the business to zero out your account if they can. You're going to get less money or you're going to pay more to get the same amount of pesos you'd want. So if you choose no, which I do recommend, your bank sets the rate and you will get more money that way. So your bank is getting charged in pesos. They are doing the exchange and they're going to be looking out for you more than any Colombian bank ever would. So always decline the exchange. The same is going to go for if you go to pay, here we go. Now I'm back. The same is going to go if you're going to pay with your credit card. If you're going to tap your credit card at any of these places, at any place that has the datafono, that's the terminal. That's what they call it here. So you can ask people, ¿Tienes datafono? That means, do you have the datafono so I can pay with credit card? If you say, they're going to say, do you want to get charged in dollars or pesos? Always, always, always choose pesos. Always. Never deviate from that. If they don't ask you and you're using an international credit card, make sure to tell them, charge me in pesos. Always. Always charge me in pesos. Another thing is they're going to ask you, ¿cuántas cuotas? That means how many times do they want to break it up? We can't use this, so just say one. The problem is that there's a thing a while back where two credit card processors were going back, crediting transactions and rerunning them at the higher rate. So that's something that they can do here. So just keep that in mind. I think it was a scam. I'm convinced it was, where they were going back as far back as January when the dollar was at its highest. They were crediting those transactions and rerunning them at the lower dollar rate. So, I mean, tell me that's not a scam. That's a scam. And Credibanco, and I'm looking directly at you. I want you to look at this receipt right here. This was provided from a gentleman by the name of Carlos. Thank you, Carlos, for letting me use this, by the way. So if you look at this here, Carlos bought something for 34,530 pesos. That's good. It looks like it was at the Pastor. Pastor is like a pharmacy here. So he was charged $11.64, which here, if you're doing this and it's quick, you're not even thinking about it, because if you're not used to how the exchange of pesos to dollars works, you don't see anything wrong with that at all. Now, the thing is the exchange rate. Look where he put that arrow, the exchange rate. 2,967.11 to $1. That's terrible. That means you're losing 10% of your money based on the current exchange rate. And then on top of that, they're also sticking a 7% commission on you, which they did not do before. This is something to be really careful about. This is something to really watch out for. Don't give them the option of this. Choose pesos. That kills them doing the exchange for you 100% of the time. So don't let them do it. Now, if you don't want to carry cash on you, I get it. I don't like to carry cash most of the time anyways. And I mean, I have a Bank Colombia account now. I have a Banco Bogota account now. But if I didn't have those, there are a couple things that I would do. I do use them, actually. The one is I use this guy here, Dollar App. So I've talked about this before, and I did a whole article about it before. But Dollar App is kind of like Cash App in the US, or like Venmo. Now, the biggest difference is that if you stay here for a while, if you're going to be here for more than a month, I definitely recommend getting this guy, because you can actually pay your bills on it. And the other part, which is great, is when you go to pay with it, these places think it's a Colombian credit card. So they don't do an exchange. There is no currency exchange. There is no DCC or any of that stuff. They're still going to ask you, ¿cuántas cuotas? How many? Just still say one, because you still can't use it on that. The other one, which is, I did an interview last month with the CEO. It's called Wander Wallet. That also, if you go to multiple countries, like for the boys that I know that go to Colombia to Brazil, you do that whole thing. I recommend using Wander Wallet. But go back and look at my video about Wander Wallet, and you can see how it works. It uses the Brebe codes. So the Brebe codes are basically just a QR code that I have not seen a company recently that doesn't have them. Maybe the bigger companies like Éxito, Falabella, stuff like that, they don't use it yet, but that's okay. Most other places use Brebe, and it's kind of the new QR here. And it's everybody's using it, all of the banks. So you don't have to worry about, I don't have a Davivienda, or I don't have a Bank Colombia. You can use Wander Wallet now. Super easy. I'm going to put my links down below. If you have any interest in those, use my link to sign up, and we'll both get a little something, and I do appreciate that. The other, which is kind of the last resort here, is using an exchange, like using Western Union or Remitly or Zoom or Wise or any of those. I don't recommend using those because you're not going to get the best rate. Zoom is, they're pretty good. You can use your PayPal balance for it, but you can use your PayPal balance on Remitly as well. So just something to think about with that. The other one, which I do recommend, I think is probably I recommend Remitly or Zoom. I do not recommend Western Union. They are terrible. They give you the absolute worst exchange rate. Plus, they charge you commission on top of it. So stay away from that. And not only that, you would have to go to a Western Union, and everybody knows that Western Union is for money exchange now. So when people see a gringo going to Western Union and coming out, they know you got money. Avoid that. Just stay away from it. You shouldn't do that anywhere in the world. Okay, that's just not smart business. So don't do that. There are many other ways to do things here. One other thing I do want to say really quickly, and this is going to suck for some people, but do not ever invest in a Colombian business here. You're going to get a lot of people. They're going to talk to you about their great idea that they have. I want you to think about this. Think of it as like if you were to win the Powerball. Now you have all this extra money, and a lot of your friends who had these crazy business ideas, they're going to come to you asking for you to help them with their business. Many of the people here, I don't want to say all of them, but many people here think of you as a Powerball winner. So, you have money. You can. What is $20,000 to you? That's life changing to me. But what is it to you? You're rich. You're a gringo. You're rich. Who cares? What's that? You could walk down the street and find $20,000 on the ground. That's the way that some people think. Do not invest in Colombian businesses because businesses here do not do well. You can ask any business owner that I know, and they all kind of say the same thing. Yeah, especially restaurants and service businesses, they are very difficult here. So if you want to invest in Colombia, my recommendation to you is to invest in a CDT. Now, CDT it's a certificate of deposit, but here, a CD back home, you're getting maybe 3 to 5%. Here, you're getting 12 to 15%, 12 to 15.9. I've seen 15.9. And you don't need to have a cedula. You can go in with your passport, and you can just say, here, I want to open a CDT. You bring the money, you give it to them, just set it and forget it. At the end of the year, you can go back and put more in if you want. If you want to start small, I get it. It feels too good to be true to say that you're getting a 12% APR. You're getting 12% annually on it. It's absolutely legit. So keep that in mind. But I hope this helped you. And if it did, I would appreciate if you liked the video. If you don't have either of the services, if you don't have ARQ, or if you don't have Remitly, or you don't have Wander Wallet, please use the links below. You get something and I get something, and it helps keep the lights on and food in the dog's belly. She gets things first. So I would also like it if you could subscribe to the video. I would greatly appreciate that. And if you, not to the video, to the channel, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm not good with these CTAs, so I'm trying. I'm getting better. But thank you guys for watching. Let's talk about it down below. Let people know if you've done something here that works for you. I'm all for hearing what works for people. So if there's something that works best for you, let's share it. Let's get as much information out there as we can, because even with people coming in, hopefully now for medical tourism and all this stuff, you're still going to have to know all of this stuff. This is never going to, I don't say never, but it's not going to change anytime soon. So thank you guys for watching. If you made it this far, you are a real one. So thank you, and I hope to see you on the next one. Until next time, ciao.